Yo, welcome back to another video. It's your boy Corey the Man, bro. I promise I'm not just focusing on black eccentric themes and type videos. It's just whatever I'm seeing popping up, and you know, I feel like the next two videos gonna be more related. But anyways, we about ready to get into it. This is top 10 hairstyles for black men. I'm pretty sure there's a top 10 hairstyles for white men, but I don't know. We'll probably look into it. We'll see. Anyways, let's go.
Maybe you've been thinking of certain styles but don't know what to do. This video is for you. Today I'm going to go over how to choose your hairstyle, a great black hair care routine that I actually use myself, the best hairstyles in 2024 for black men, and even how to find a good barber. So the first thing you want to do is determine what is your goal. Do you want a simple style that you can maintain easily, or do you have a specific style in mind and you don't care how much maintenance it'll take? You just think it's a cool style and you want to try it out. Now, one thing that goes hand in hand with this is figuring out whether your face shape and facial features go with the specific style that you want. Your face shape and forehead size is going to be very important when choosing the right hairstyle, and I actually made a whole video about that in detail, so if you guys want to watch that, I'll leave it in the description, or I'll put it in the top right corner of the screen. Now let's talk about the best styles for black men in 2024. The first style on this list is a mid or low taper fade with medium length hair. This is a great style for anyone. I think it looks really clean and professional. You can do this with any hair type. If you have looser hair, like you can just rock curls with it, or you can sponge it, or you can have like a small fro, but this is a great style for anyone. Number 2 is a longer version of the first one with a low taper, and this you can rock with curls, or you can rock with semi freeforms or an afro. It's a little bit less professional in my opinion. I feel like it's more of a teenager look. If you're in your 20s, I don't know if you should be rocking this, but if you're a teenager, this is a great style to have. The next style is going to be a low cut with a mid fade, or a buzz cut with a mid fade. This is going to be a very mature style, more of a serious look, and it'll look great on people with striking features. And this hairstyle is very low maintenance, so it's not going to take much to take care of it. Next, we have locks. Locks obviously are going like on a historical run right now, and I genuinely don't think they're going to fall off anytime soon. It's low-key like a timeless style. Locks hide a lot of flaws in people, and I think that's why a lot of people get them, and they also look really cool. But I will say that locks are a little bit high maintenance, so if you guys want to get locks, just know that you're gonna have to take care of them a lot if you want them to look really clean. Next, we have cornrows. This is a style that looks really clean, and it's great for people who are growing out their hair and want to skip that awkward phase. It's like a protective style, and they take away some of the maintenance that you have to do when just keeping your hair out, but it's a solid style. It looks great on people with facial hair, by the way, so just know if you have like a beard or a goatee, cornrows are going to look good on you. Next, we have twists and box braids. I feel like these two are kind of underrated. They're still really good in 2024. I don't see them as often as I used to, but they still look really cool. I think these are good to get. They're also a good protective style for people who are growing their hair out. One thing I'll say though is that they're a little bit higher maintenance than cornrows, both of them, twists and box braids, because of the fact that it takes a lot more to get them to look, you know, new for a longer time compared to cornrows. Cornrows, you can just wear a do-rag and you're pretty much good. But with twists, you gotta have to wrap your hair up in a certain way. You can't really sleep on them and stuff like that. It's a little bit harder. Now let's talk about maintenance. When it comes to maintenance, there's gonna be basics that everyone just should be following. I'm gonna give you my routine for when my hair is short and when it's long. This routine should work for any hair type. But anyways, the first thing I do is I wash once a week with shampoo. And I usually start with warm water and I rinse with cold water. The reason why I do that is because when you rinse with warm water, it opens the hair cuticle, and once you finish washing with shampoo, when you rinse it with cold water, it closes the cuticle back, and the cold water adds, you know, shine to your hair. Also use conditioner every few days, or just brush leave-in conditioner lightly over the top for when I'm going out. Like I do it as if I was sponging my hair with my hand. That might not work for every hair type, but it works for me. You might have to do something else. When it's short, I only detangle it once every 3 weeks, and when it's long, I detangle it about once every 2 weeks or once a week. The longer it is, the more often you usually will have to detangle. I always detangle my hair on wash day. I usually wash with shampoo first, rinse the shampoo out, and then I apply conditioner, and while my hair is still wet, I detangle it, and then I rinse the conditioner out. And after I've dried it with a towel, sometimes I'll pick it out again just to make sure it's fully detangled, or I'll just run my fingers through it to make sure all the knots are gone. I also use essential oils to thicken my hair. Some you can use are rosemary oil, castor oil, and peppermint oil. And I also recommend sleeping on satin or silk pillowcases, or get a bonnet in those materials if you don't have a pillowcase. Now, going back to choosing your hairstyle, you guys are gonna have to think about how often you'll have to go to the barber for certain styles. styles. The downside of short hair is frequent haircuts, but easy maintenance once you leave the barber. But with long hair, you can get away with getting haircuts less often because the fade sometimes isn't even visible, but you do have to detangle way more often and use products for your hair to look good all the time. The exception to that is going to be, locks or freeforms. That's going to be different. But with locks, you still have to get retwists and haircuts. Right. So it's kind of the same thing. I recommend you invest in your own clipper and razor and learn to do your own lineups, because even if you don't have a fire cut, just having a lineup will make it look a lot more fresh. It'll basically make your haircut look like a brand new, fresh cut. Also, you don't have to worry about the barber pushing you back if you know how to do your own lineups. Also, experiment with different things. If your hair is short, that's when you should be experimenting with different types of fades, like a high, mid, or low fade, because once your hair is long, you won't be able to cut the sides differently without sacrificing a lot of your hair.
Now, a great way that you guys can figure out what looks good on you is by using AI apps. There's a lot of apps out there that can show you what certain hairstyles will look like on you. A lot of them are made for white guys, but there are a few that do work with black guys as well. You guys can try out the one that's on screen right now. It's called the Cosmo app. I've actually never tried it before, but you guys can go ahead and try that.
You can also find people on the internet or a celebrity that looks similar to you and try out their haircut. That's a good way to experiment with haircuts, and emphasis on someone that looks similar to you, because I remember in one of my other videos I said don't look for haircut inspiration from celebrities, but if the celebrity looks similar to you, then it's fine, you can do it. Now in my DMs, I realize a lot of you guys have a hard time finding a good barber or getting him to do exactly what you want. And my suggestion is to find a really good barber in your area on IG or maybe TikTok, because you can usually see if their work is high quality or not if they post content. Once you find this barber, I suggest you ask him what he thinks will look good on you, or if you already have something in mind, just show him the haircut and he'll do it for you. You should be able to get exactly what you want. And if you're on a budget, just take a video of the haircut from the good barber and show it to a cheaper barber in your area and ask him to do exactly that. It should be easier for him to replicate something from a picture of you rather than a picture of someone else on the internet. It's just easier for him to replicate something that's on your face. You can also ask people who you think have a good haircut who their barber is. That's an easy way to find a good barber. Another thing I suggest doing for people who maybe are on a budget or people who are just traveling a lot is learning how to cut your own hair, learning how to do self fades. That's just, it's a cheat code. If you know how to cut your own hair, you can do it anywhere, anytime, and it's for free. So I feel like that's a good investment to make. With that being said, this is the end of the video. If you're still struggling to figure out what hairstyle would look good on you, DM me on Instagram. I respond to everyone. And let me know in the comments what type of videos you guys like to see in the future. If there's anything that I left out that you need help with, just let me know in the comments. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next.
Okay. So that's gonna bring us to the end of that video.